It doesn't matter what you do in life. There's going to be some aspects of it that are not going to be life-giving. There's going to be some aspects that are actually soul-crushing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Fadilat speaking. So in this video, I wanted to talk about some of my woes as a PhD student. One of the reasons why I decided to become a PhD student is because I wanted to produce new knowledge. I wanted to be seen or to feel like I was actually moving the world forward in the right direction, that I was on the right side of history, that I would be able to actualize myself as a PhD student. There's some level of freedom that comes with being a researcher, with conducting your own research and doing things in that way. But also with the PhD, you can kind of define what you want your career to look like for the most part. However, most people with the PhD go into academia. I knew that there were a lot of benefits that came with being a PhD owner or holder. And I wanted that. I want to be able to devote my life to becoming an expert in a particular field, on a particular topic. And I feel like I am doing that. But at this stage, I feel kind of lost as well. I feel defeated sometimes. And I feel like, is this really what I want to do? Is there something out there that is really for me? The other day, I was on Instagram and I was watching a couple of just some reels and shorts. Shorts on YouTube and reels on Instagram. But I was watching those and I saw this lovely interior decorator just making her home beautiful. And I love just interior decoration. And at a point in time, I wanted to be an interior decorator. And I'm like, it's not too late for me, is it? Maybe that is what I want to do. Being a PhD student has its ups and downs. And I feel like usually there are a lot more downs. I'm not going to lie. Let's just keep it 1,000%. There are a lot more downs because you don't know right now, right? Especially when you're still working on that project, you're still developing that idea. And that's the stage that I'm at. I'm working on a project, devoting most of my time these days to this project, and it's slowly progressing. Some days I'm like, okay, I think I got it. And other days I'm like, I might need to start over, because this ain't making the sense I was hoping it was going to make. Again, there are the pros and there are also cons to the PhD. Some of the other struggles with being a PhD student include the mental health component. There's something about being in an industry or in a field where your brain is placed on center stage. When what you can produce or your brain becomes the commodity, it becomes really hard to get over this feeling that you're not enough, that your brain is not at maximum capacity, it's not producing as much as it can, because you'll see your peers excelling and publishing and presenting and having these breakthroughs in their research and actually contributing in significant ways. And it's really easy to feel like you might not be suited for this, but that is not true. And I urge all of you who might be thinking that way to reframe. Your mind is uniquely made and you have something to contribute. Every single one of us are not made the same. We don't think the same generally. Sometimes we might share some ideas or some viewpoints, but generally we all have different things to share in this world. And so we have different ways that we think about research and look at our research. So I've been thinking a lot about that in my own work and not comparing myself, because nobody's ever going to be able to do the same project that I'm doing, because they're not thinking about it in the way that I am. But it still doesn't change the fact that that mental health aspect is still there. There's also the fact that you cannot glamorize the PhD. There's no way to glamorize a degree. You can say, oh, I'm learning, and that's great. Most of us, like myself, enjoy learning. But I won't say that it wakes me up every morning. It gets me going. It just doesn't. There are some aspects throughout the day where I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed having this conversation with this group of people. I really enjoyed sharing my work with this group of people, but it's not every day where we get to feel like that. And it's just a part of the process. It's a part of the journey of being a PhD student. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, what degree you're getting, what subfield, what discipline. It doesn't matter what you do in life. There's going to be some aspects of it that are not going to be life-giving. There's going to be some aspects that are actually soul-crushing because this is the human condition of living in this society. But there are ways to overcome that. There are ways to actually make it more enjoyable for yourself and I always argue this, and it's always going to be the advice I give on this platform, on my channel, is to find community. That is the only way. The only way that I've been able to get through is by leaning on the community that I have. And they have been affirming me in knowing that, this PhD is not who I am. I'm a multifaceted human being. I am comprised of so many different things and dreams and goals, and I don't have to limit myself to what the PhD requires. So that is some of the struggles that I deal with. But one thing I wanted to also talk about is the research about PhD holders. 13.1% of Americans hold a PhD or post-secondary degree. I said agree. What? Post-secondary degree. There's the U.S. Census Bureau in a 2018 article finds that about 13.1% of Americans have a master's or professional degree or a doctorate. It's not many of us who are going after a degree like this. And in fact, it's about 30 to 40% of the U.S. population who even holds a bachelor's degree, according to, let me get my references up because we can't just be saying anything now. The study by Pew Research Center finds that nearly 4 in 10 Americans ages 25 or older have a bachelor's degree, and this is apparently growing. This is an article by the Pew Research Center that was published in 2022. That in 2021, 37.9% of adults in this age group held a bachelor's degree. This included 14.3% who also obtained a graduate or professional degree. It's not going to be easy. It wasn't intended to be easy for us to get these degrees, right? But it is a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. And studies do find that those who have degrees, hold degrees, whether that be a bachelor's or a doctorate, tend to fare better in labor market. You can rest assured knowing that your degree will get you somewhere. And it's not going to be easy. There's no way to glamorize it. You can enjoy learning, but it's just not going to be enjoyable the entire time. However, there are rewards, and there's someone waiting out there for you to produce that project, to produce that knowledge, to share that insight, to teach them something. Yeah, I hope this was helpful. Finding that community is going to make a world of a difference, and I'm here with you. I am constantly leaning on my community, and I hope that you do the same. That's about it for this video. If there's anything you want to share about how you get through your PhD program or a doctorate or master's, then share it below if you have any advice for us, including myself. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.